Hi everyone, it's Kerry here from Kezscards and Candles, soon to be Kezscards and Heartfire Candles. I've just gone through a big name change and rebranding for my products, which I'm really excited about. I love my new logo, and the candles that I'm making, I'm supplying some people now, which is really just so rewarding, and I'm so grateful to everybody that's ever ordered candles from me. You know who you are. And yeah, the stores and the lovely market that is purchasing my products. It's amazing. So anyway, I follow Linda Parker on YouTube, and she's just amazing. She's a beautiful person and does amazing crafting. She just, I don't know how she comes up with everything, but she's amazing. And I was looking at one of her videos where she was making some origami roses. And at first I thought, oh gosh, you know, it's going to be too hard. Anyway, I made two and I was hooked. So after that, I just had to keep making them. And I have a lot of thank you cards that I need to give to some special people. And I've made a few. I'll show you those in a second. And you can make them in all different sizes and colours, and yeah, they're just fantastic. So I'm going to make a very big one. I was going to cut the paper down. This is 3 1/4 by 3 3/3 by 3 3/4, and this is the size that Linda was making hers with. However, I had a lady in my card class who has a problem with one of her hands, and both of her hands actually. I have a problem with one of my hands. And so I got her to make a much bigger version. This is way too big. I might even cut it down to, this one is 4 1/2 by 4 1/2, and the 3 3/4 is like, it makes it much smaller. So I'll show you a couple of cards that I made. This is, I think this was 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 that I made these tiny little ones with, and they were quite challenging. I used tweezers for a lot of that. Can you hear the aeroplane? I'm so sorry about that. And the navy blue and the rose gold is my absolute favourite. This one was done with one of our old petal punches, but you can do it with a scallop punch, and just on every second scallop you cut down towards the middle and roll up the petals, and you have a beautiful flower. So get creative and make things up. This is the first bunch of roses that I made. They look nice when they're grouped together, I think, and just done with some simple, that's our leaf ribbon that's obsolete now, but yeah, just gorgeous for little thank you cards, or even birthday cards, sympathy cards, whatever you need to make. They're amazing. So I haven't made a great big 6 by 6 one, but I will cut this down to 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 for you. I do try to keep my videos a bit shorter, so it's going to be long because I didn't cut it down first. I'm sorry. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is the side that you want showing has to go down first. All right, so we're going to go corner to corner. Give it a crease. You don't need to use your bone folder because you don't want the creases to crack, which can sometimes happen when using a bone folder. Next, corner to corner. And I'm doing this because a couple of my ladies have asked me to do this video, so here you go, girls. And then we go square on. Okay, so we do what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side, which seems to be the rule in origami. Okay, so we have our 2 diagonal folds, and we have our 2 square on folds. So now what we need to do, a lot of our folding is going to go back on itself, where we're going to, like this one will be the mountain fold here, and these are valley folds. The mountain fold will now become a valley fold, and the valley folds will now become mountain folds. So we need to change that, push them together. So we're going to end up with a really nice triangle. Okay, so we do the same to the other side. We're going to open that out, fold it in, and we have a triangle. When you're folding, try and make sure that you do keep your edges really nice and together, like squared on together. Considering it's a triangle, it's a bit hard to do, hey? Okay. then this one we're going to take, we take one corner, fold it up to the top corner along that center fold that we made earlier. As I said, they're going to be our guides, and we need to make sure we try and get everything nice and square, which you see in origami. Just amazing. Whoever thought of origami? Gosh, making a rose out of a square piece of paper by folding. Incredible. Anything out of a piece of paper by just folding. Okay, so we've done the same thing to both sides now. All right, so here we have a really neat square. All right, so back we go, back reversing on our folds again. We're going to open up one and fold it back down that center line. So we have a small triangle here. Same on the other side, down that center line, turn it over to do the same to the other side, down that center line, making sure these edges here are all nicely lined up as much as you can, because it makes all the difference when you're trying to put your rose together at the end. Okay, now our guiding folds are going to come into play. So we're going to open this up. Our valley fold is now going to become a mountain fold, because we're going to open up this one like a little bird's beak. And we're going to press it down to make a square. Okay, so we now have a little square. We do the same to the next one. Open, make our little bird's beak, fold it down, changing our folds to valley and mountain that were opposite before. Same to the other side, we've flipped over, doing the same thing, folding down, making sure you squish it each time. There we have we have 4 squares. Okay, so we have 4 squares on this side, 2 squares on this side and 2 squares on this side. Now what we need to do is this triangle piece is going to fold over the top of those 2 squares. So that point of that triangle is going to come down to the center line of the 2 squares. Okay. Then we're going to turn this over so that that triangle now becomes a little stand for us to work on. And you can see we have like a W shape here. We're going to push our finger into the center of one of them. So push it and you'll see that this part starts to open. Okay, so this, if you push your finger in flat, the squares will start to fold under. Then we're going to press down to make another triangle here. Right, so we've got to do now the same to the other side. The other side takes a little bit of coaxing because it buckles up a bit when you're folding that one down. So pushing your finger in the middle, the squares will start to fold under, and we'll be making another triangle. Okay, so you've got a square on the outside with 4 triangles in the middle. Okay. This gets a bit tricky now. Just got to make sure everything's really flat and tight, otherwise it might come unraveled. So just make sure you're holding on to a few of the bits. All right, so where we have this space here, we're going to open up the triangle. We're going to fold this line here is going to line up with that center line. So that valley fold here now becomes a mountain fold. So this is another stage of where our folding goes back on itself. Okay, I'm hoping that you can see this. Okay, it's very shadowy out here today. I'm very sorry about that. It's going to be a while before we see the sun. Okay, so we do the same on the other side. We're going to open up that triangle where that valley fold, that mountain fold here is now going to become a valley fold. Okay, so now you have a really nice looking pyramid thingy on a square. Is it looking like a rose yet? Okay, so this is where I use the tweezers. So we grab that corner as tightly as we can and we roll it over and over a couple of times. I usually take mine down to where the first crease line is, give it a squeeze and then pull your tweezers out. Keeping it all together. Same with this one. Grab the point, fold it over a few times, down to that fold line, give it a squeeze. And we're going to do that with all 4 points. So I'm hoping that's nice and clear for you. Move it out. And these tweezers will come into play yet again. Okay, so now we have a nice pyramid with some curly bits. Right, so putting your fingers down into each corner of the row of the pyramid, you're going to then push this into the palm of your hand. Don't be scared to sort of squeeze the paper around a bit. We're going to start twisting this paper. So first of all, leave your fingers in the bottom, right in those corners, and then start moving your fingers carefully to the top of the peak and just twist until it won't twist anymore. This is where I like to get the tweezers, and I pop them into the middle of that piece and I twist it and I twist it and I twist it some more. And don't be afraid to sort of squish it around until you get the shape that you want. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat today. Alrighty, so there we have our kind of rose, and you can use a glue dot. There will be a couple of little bits. I would put a glue dot just inside there to hold that flat, maybe one here to hold that flat. But you need to use your hot glue gun to glue them down onto the card because they're quite bulky and thick, and yeah, they need to be held quite sturdy. So there you go. I hope that was helpful to the girls who did ask me to make this little video. And yeah, you can pop your little roses on your card, find the best spot where they fit in together or they link in together, and you can glue them with your hot glue gun. Beautiful projects. Thanks for watching.